In Seattle, a city known for calm streets and quiet mornings, the famous jewelry store opened like any other day. And by the time it closed, over $1 million had vanished. No alarms, no chaos, no one screaming, just a quiet, invisible crime. Executed so precisely that by the time anyone realized, it was already over. Where did the money go, and how could something this big disappear without leaving a single trace? In this video, we're going to walk through every detail, every moment, and every mystery step by step. Seattle before anyone knew. Seattle wakes up slowly. Mornings are calm. The streets feel safe. People trust routines here. Downtown feels organized, predictable. Stores rely on cameras, glass, and time-tested systems. Nothing about this city suggests chaos. And that's why this story feels wrong from the very beginning. Because the place where this happened wasn't hidden, wasn't dangerous, and wasn't expecting anything unusual. A place where nothing ever happens. The jewelry store had been there for years. No history of violence, no previous robberies. No reason to worry. Employees knew the routine by heart. Open the doors, turn on the lights, unlock the displays. This was a place built on trust, and trust can be dangerous. The store that opened like any other day. That morning felt normal. Jewelry sat quietly behind glass. Watches reflected light from above. Security cameras blinked, recording everything. No one felt rushed. No one felt watched. There was nothing to suggest that within minutes, everything would change. The moment no one noticed. Here's the unsettling part. There was no exact moment when people realized this is a robbery. No instant shock, no clear warning. Instead, something happened between moments, and by the time reality caught up, the crime was already nearly finished. 90 seconds lost in plain sight. The entire robbery lasted about 90 seconds. That's shorter than most commercials. Glass shattered quickly. Hands moved with confidence. Specific items were taken. Not everything. Just enough. This wasn't panic. This wasn't desperation. It felt practiced. What the cameras showed and didn't security footage captured movement, but it didn't capture answers. Faces were unclear. Actions were precise. The robbers ignored many valuable items and went straight for others. That detail bothered investigators. Random thieves don't do that. The escape that raised no alarms. The suspects didn't sprint out wildly. They didn't draw attention. They left like people who knew they still had time. No alarm forced them to rush. No door trapped them inside. They simply walked out and vanished into the city. Police responded fast, but speed didn't help. There was no chase, no suspect in sight, no obvious direction to follow. Only broken glass and a question already forming. How does something this big happen without anyone stopping it? The streets seemed to swallow the evidence, leaving nothing but questions behind. Every passing minute made the mystery feel heavier, as if the city itself was hiding the answers. A crime with almost no clues. Investigators searched carefully. Fingerprints were minimal. Witness accounts were unclear. Camera angles offered little help. This wasn't normal. Big crimes usually leave big mistakes. This one didn't. It was as if the robbers had moved through the store unseen, leaving only whispers behind. Every corner seemed to hide a secret, and yet nothing could be traced. The more investigators looked, the less they understood. Details that quietly didn't make sense. Small details started to stand out. Why those items? Why that timing? Why no alarm response? Each question added weight, not enough to prove anything, but enough to feel uneasy. Every movement felt deliberate, almost like part of a silent plan. The tiniest actions seemed carefully chosen to confuse. The unanswered questions kept echoing in the minds of those watching. A robbery that felt too controlled. Investigators began considering uncomfortable ideas. Could someone have known the system? Could someone have shared information? Nothing confirmed it. But the robbery felt less like luck and more like knowledge. It was as if every step had been rehearsed. Confidence and precision left investigators unsettled, wondering how anyone could be so bold, yet so careful at the same time. The quiet control of it all was unnerving. Questions no one could answer. Every theory reached a wall. If it was an inside job, where was the proof? If it wasn't, how was it so clean? The case refused to explain itself. Investigators were left with a puzzle that made no sense. Each new idea seemed plausible, yet impossible. The mystery itself grew heavier, quietly defying every attempt to solve it. Theories that never became. Proof over time, theories spread quietly. Professional thieves, inside help, perfect timing. But theories don't solve cases. Evidence does. And evidence was missing. Each theory deepened the intrigue but brought no answers. Patterns seemed almost too perfect, as if the crime was designed to remain a question forever. The story had taken on a life of its own. The question that still remains. Years later, one question survives. Where did the money go? No clear answer, no final reveal, just silence. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think really happened here? Share your theories in the comments below. If you enjoy stories like this, quiet mysteries that stay with you, and make sure to subscribe to Fero, because there are many stories like this, and most of them are still waiting to be noticed. Thanks for watching.